This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Friday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, Sirius XM Channel 158. It's Gil Alexander. That right there is Kelly Midland.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. On just a fabulous Friday. Fabulous Friday in terms of content of a show and just sports in general. Fezzik Fridays, first of all, is what we call it around here, at least in the final hour. Steve Fezzik will join us. Got a lot on his mind, Kelly Bidlin.
Yes, he does.
He's got a lot on his mind. He's like to say some things.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what my favorite one is today.
There's
some
plenty.
good ones.
He's got stuff he wants to say. You ever watch, no, this is before your time, Buck Rogers from the 25th Century was a show?
I know it. I've never seen I've never seen it ever.
There was a little robot called Tweaky, and every time he wanted to speak, there was a little beady beady beat, and he would say something. So it would be like, I got some blank to say, right? That's Steve Fezzik today. He's got some stuff to say. Chris Felica, of course, part of the Felica and Fezzik Fridays. All of his World Cup plays today. All of his World Cup plays tomorrow. That, of course, includes the USA-Australia game, which begins at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific today. One of these late starts for the early games. That in Seattle. That is going to be a tremendous scene up there in Seattle, the great Pacific Northwest. Both teams, of course, won their first games. So this is huge for the group, for Group D.
I just made 2 bets, Gil. It takes, I can't believe how long it takes with the apps. It's just incredible.
What do you mean?
Just like trying to shop prices and numbers,
yeah.
and like nothing's organized the same,
Finding
and you got to
the
try to
same.
find whatever more. It's just incredible.
Where's
man.
that draw? Where you guys put the draw again?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
things we've been complaining about for 8 years. It's like, can I just on the computer, please?
Paul Carr's got World Cup plays later today on the show. A lot of World Cup, baby. College World Series with Matt Grissom. College World Series begins tomorrow. The men's finals, that is, best of 3 between Carolina and Oklahoma. Let's go. Get Matt's thoughts on that as well from collegebaseballinsiders.com. We will do all that on the show today. I suppose we should begin with the World Cup yesterday. Quadruple header, which culminated in a great... Did you see this great game between Mexico and South Korea? They, like with the United States and Australia in Group D, those were the 2 top teams. They both won their first games in Group B. Was it Group A? I can't remember. They're Group A. Mexico and South Korea, and they played this, it was scoreless in the first half. Not much to talk about in the first half. Mexico gets their goal on what it could only be described as a mistake by the South Korea goalie, who tried to secure a ball. I guess he should have punched it. He tried to secure it, ran into his own man, lost control. Name of the Korean keeper is Kim Seung-gyu, and he lost control. Luis Romo of Mexico was right there to pick up the garbage, put the biscuit in the basket. It was 1-0 Mexico, and then turnabout. Looked like Korea was going to get the equalizer later, though. In the 87th minute, you see this Mexican goalkeeper, Raul Rangel, who kept the shutout alive with a number of saves, including a miraculous double save, which was just incredible. And Mexico ends up beating Korea 1-0. Great game yesterday to round out the quadruple header. Were you on the draw first thing in the morning, the first game?
No, I didn't have a single bet yesterday, actually.
Yeah, I was not on that one either.
I think the first day that I haven't had a single bet? Probably not right, but first day in a while, Gil.
That was the draw, 1-1 draw between Czechia and South Africa. We were on the air for part of that, and the other 2 were blowouts. Switzerland crushed Bosnia-Herzegovina 4-1, and then Canada all over Qatar 6-0 in a game where Qatar was down to 10 players and then down to 9 players. That was kind of a ridiculous display. Today, the quadruple header begins with USA, Australia, Scotland, Morocco, Brazil, Haiti, Turkey, Paraguay to close out the deal. Today, quadruple header. Remember, these are the game 2s of the group stage where teams are jockeying for position. Now, like with Mexico, South Korea yesterday, you can't clinch your group with a win here between USA, Australia, but let's put it this way. You're going a long way towards doing so if you get the win. You have no bets in this game today?
Not yet, Gil. There's a lot of time between now and noon, though.
I got a bet.
What you got?
I'm going.
I know both Paul and Chris do coming up.
They do.
And I'm intrigued by both of their bets. I'd like to hear them first.
So, listen, I don't want to, like, in any way, what's the douse, what's the rain on the parade, I guess, is one of the cliches.
Yeah.
But, USA couldn't have looked better against Paraguay. 4-1 win. The old expected goals thing that the analytics folks do was 1.34.
And how many did we have?
We had 4.
So let's see.
They basically converted. USA converted every significant opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Which is great, and I'm so glad they did. The only question is when it comes to a bet in this game, do you lean more towards the 4 or towards the 1.34? You know how it goes with me. I'm like, okay, great game. We cashed in on every opportunity. Australia played Turkey in their first game. Turkey had 30 shots without scoring in that one. Australia's defense really good. And the USA's defense remains a concern, right? They conceded that Paraguay goal was on the only shot on target that Paraguay had in that game. And now the USA has allowed at least 1 goal in 14 of their last 15 games. So, draw anybody? Plus 330? I'm not going against the USA, but I guess I'm not as, like, gung-ho bullish as everybody else is. I'll go draw plus 330, and I'll, look, if USA wins, that part of my brain will be happy.
There you go. Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get that little, the mini third edge, not even a half hedge, a third hedge.
But I state all that, and I say, but what do I know? We'll find out from Chris Felica and from Paul Carr later what their plays are.
Yeah, it is interesting, though, as you get into, what is it officially? We'll have to ask Paul. Day 2 of match day 2? Match day 2 started yesterday, right?
Day 2 of the second matches of the group
match
stage.
Day 2. So the interesting where groups start to get interesting, right? Is this one where you've got USA, Australia each with a win, right? Turkey and Paraguay each with a loss. So I don't know, both these sides can kind of open it up. You would think too, right? Of just
this is exactly the situation in the Korea-Mexico group, right? You had 2 teams that had 3 points, 2 teams that had 0 points going into game 2. You can't, like I said at the beginning, you can't clinch your group. You can go a long way towards doing so, though, here with the win. And the team that loses isn't in terrible shape, right? Korea will still advance despite losing to Mexico with a win or draw. You may or may not have the same situation here. The big thing that we haven't brought up, though, is the availability of Christian Pulisic.
Yeah.
United States manager Mauricio Pochettino said Thursday that star attacker Christian Pulisic is doing much better, that's the quote, much better in terms of the injury to his left calf, but he'll be assessed by the medical staff later in the day to determine his availability to play today against Australia. I don't know what that means. I mean, to me, it's a coin flip right now for him.
That sure sounds, look, I'm not going to pretend to sit here and tell you how soccer injuries work and reporting and everything, but Gil, that sure sounds like to me if this was a basketball game or a football game in week 17 or something, it's we're not going to play this guy till we have to. And I don't know that Australia we have to when we have a win booked. That's what it sounds like to me.
Sort of felt that way to me, too. Anyway, there we go. 3 p.m. Eastern, noon today, the big one between Australia and the USA. Let's go USA, but I'll take the draw for my bet. Thanks very much.
If we get 2 down minutes today, we've got to play the game that Kelly Bidlin's wanted to play for a week now, and it's guess what's on the background of the game boards if you're watching at VSiN.com or on YouTube TV, because when you get a matchup like USA Australia, Gil, it's very easy. Statue of Liberty, you get the Sydney Opera House, and then we flash up some other boards, and you have no idea. We could just be making up stuff. Yeah, Morocco, Scotland. You know those famous buildings behind those two flags?
I do not. Do you?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay.
Brazil, I think we've got an overhead shot of Rio. We don't need to do this now, fellas, but this is it's been entertaining me for a week.
U.S. Open, Shinnecock Hills. Round 1 now in the books. After it was suspended late yesterday, but Wyndham Clark was playing a different golf course than everybody else. Wyndham Clark with a 6 under 64 yesterday, while everybody struggled early. His round included an eagle on the 5th hole, and Wyndham Clark had himself a two-stroke lead after the first round. He has been a par fest through 7 today. He remains at 6 under. Dustin Johnson, who was 2 strokes behind him, is 1 over for the day. You were saying before the show, hey, look, Dustin Johnson actually has to try to play golf now. Look at that.
The live guys don't know when that next check's coming all of a sudden. They got to start doing some work again.
But right now, Wyndham Clark has a 3-stroke lead over 4 different players. William Mao. Anybody have William Mao competing here? Max McGreevy, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Dustin Johnson. All 4 of those guys are 3 under for the tournament at different varying places here around their first 9 today.
Wow, Justin Thomas 3 under on his round to get to 2 under for the tournament.
Dustin Johnson is I believe the low round of the day. Him and Mao tied with 3 under. Justin Thomas 3 under through
7, right?
7, and then Mao 3 under through 11. So Justin Thomas, by the way, 4 back at 2 under for the tournament. Where's my guy Patrick Reed? 2 over yesterday. So he's 8 back, hasn't teed off yet today. Scotty Scheffler, the tournament pre-flop favorite, also 2 over yesterday.
That's where Reed finished?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't even look at that.
Yeah, finished 2 over 72, as did Scheffler. So neither of those guys are going to tee off anytime soon, even during the course of this show they're not. So
cool. Woodland's 3 over for the day. I'll put it to you this way, Gil. It was,
sarcastic cool.
Yeah, sarcastic cool. PGA Championship was the worst tournament I had of the season so far. It sure looks like the U.S. Open's going to be pushing for that, Gil. Ugly start yesterday.
Golf has thrown all y'all a little twist this year, hasn't it? Feels like it.
No, I wouldn't say that at all. The only past 2 majors, though.
Oh, okay. Seems like some random winners throughout the year. Coming back, Tennis Blaze next.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. Use promo code TRYRTN for a 5-day free trial.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
Coming up on Friday's episode of Money Moves, the debate of the week. Zach Cohen's going to join us, talk a little bit of the NBA draft. Zach and I at odds when it comes to this player prop in the NBA draft on Tuesday, and it looks like I'm going to be right. We'll tell you what it is and how you should bet it. Will Hill will be with us, and his massive biceps will give us his best bets for Friday and the weekend. And we'll take a look at the usual card, including a massive matchup in the World Cup. So don't miss it. It's Money Moves, 11-1 Pacific, 2 to 4 Eastern, only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
The Numbers Game on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Very pumped about this. Our football guide is coming out Monday. It might be months away, football, but we got you going Monday with NFL Betting Guide 1.0, packed with everything you need to attack futures, win totals, division races in the upcoming season. Lock in early bird pricing on our football special for just $175, and be among the first to get the guide when it drops next week. Sooner you sign up, more value you get with full access to everything we do across every sport through the Super Bowl. That includes daily best bets, real-time betting splits from DraftKings and Circa, AI-powered prop projections, 24/7 video on the VSiN Watch app, and more. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe now. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. We get tweets, Beat of the Book, the best listeners in the game. Have I mentioned that before, Kelly?
You have.
The best. Let's see. No Emu Doug. I need the numbers game crib notes on USA versus Australia today. Then and only then can the betting begin. That's from the commercial. Then and only then will Bill write his newsletter. Yeah, that's... Listen, I gave you my 2 cents. My 2 cents is worth about 2 cents. Paul Carr, Chris Valika coming up. John Massey, what big NBA trade happens immediately after your show ends at 1 p.m. Eastern today? Yeah, that's when it'll happen if it does. Right when we get off air.
Yeah.
Andy Roberts, word that everyone in sports uses now thanks to the World Cup. He spelled this with the letters K and G. I didn't even know how to spell it. For example, this is going to be a KG match. You're talking about the word KG, C-A-G-E-Y.
Oh, that's just a soccer term.
Do you know that, like, if you do crossword puzzles, NBA players used to be called cagers back in the day, like before you and I were even around? Cagers.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like crossword puzzles, like NBA.
I don't know.
Cagers.
I don't know what that means.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Anyway, KG, right? KG. What does KG mean? Like someone who is cautious, wary, or intentionally like uncommunicative. So I guess that's what they. They apply that to soccer.
Sounds like you just nailed it.
I don't know, but they apply that to soccer anyway. Too much. For Andy Roberts' taste. Patrick Kelly, the old businessman, special today in Seattle, except it's soccer, not baseball. And FIFA must have got an all-night Friday, Saturday request from the Aussies. I'm not sure if I know what that means. Las Vegas 514, yo, did you know that Tweaky was the voice of the legendary Mel Blanc? No, I did not know that. Looney Tunes voices of Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Sylvester the Cat, and I'm sure your favorite, Yosemite Sam. Well, no, my favorite was Foghorn Leghorn. Mel Blanc. I had no idea he was the voice of Tweaky. No idea. Voice of Tweaky or voice of Dr. Theopolis, I think is what we mean. Tim Bowers. I'm no soccer hardo, but I saw opportunities for betting the spread and Canada team total goals during the game in the first half. When the first red card happened, I was wondering if any of your guests today have any live betting tips for the World Cup. Thanks. We'll ask them. Yeah, that was a boon for Canada bettors live. Corbin also talking about the Canadian team, though, says, good morning, guys. Was an amazing but also a really tough day for Canada soccer yesterday, with one of their starting 11 players going down with a broken leg on a seemingly harmless play. Was curious if you could ask the soccer guests if they feel Canada can draw in their next game. By the way, he's referring to Ismail Kone broke his leg. So, yeah, it was that was a little bit of bitterness in their 6-0 win yesterday over Qatar. And then fake follower. Is it possible for the U.S. and England to meet in one of these match games, so we could punish them again after 250 years? Love the show. Thank you. It's all this. By the way, still a possibility that the USA could take on Iran in the round of 32 if they both finish second in their groups.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that first.
Yeah, there's that first.
By the way, tennis picks. Yesterday on the show, gave out tennis plays. I think we had 2 that hadn't started yet. That's the case today. We hit the big one yesterday. Alexandra Ayala plus 425 versus Elena Rybakina. Hit that yesterday. Hope everybody was on that. Straight set win for Ayala, who came storming back from 4-1 down in the first set and just played awesome. Guess what? We're on Ayala again today. Not quite as sexy. Plus 217, though. Can I interest you in that? Versus Alina Svitolina. That's a little later on here this morning. And then the other one that still hasn't started, Victoria Golubic versus Ann Lee. Golubic is plus 110 is where subscribers got it at VSiN.com/picks last night. I think she's even money. I would still play it. As long as there's a plus sign in front of Golubic's name, I would still play that. Has that one started? I just want to make sure it has not. No, it has not started yet, I don't believe. So Those are the two that have yet to go. By the way, you didn't miss anything in the overnight. The two matches that we did have split. It was a wash. Lost on Tatiana Maria, plus 125 versus Marie Buskova in straights. Taylor Fritz eked out a win over Ben Shelton. They went to 3 tiebreakers in that matchup. Note to self on those two if they ever hit again, because they played in the final of the previous grass court tournament this past Sunday. I was on Fritz. Fritz was 2 of 11 on break points. So this one today was sort of just the makeup call. Fritz getting back at Shelton for squandering so many opportunities on Sunday. So the only two left, Iyala, big money again, though not as big as yesterday. Galjubek on the ladies' side. A little tennis while the show's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. And then Wimbledon is, good God, like Drew, Zach, and I are going to do a Wimbledon podcast after the draw at some point. We got to figure out when, because the draw is Friday of next week. So we got to figure out when to do the Wimbledon post-draw podcast before Wimbledon actually starts a week from Sunday. Grass court season, blink of an eye.
Sounds like it might be right after a numbers game next Friday.
What am I looking at here, though? I am not on this match. Bartunkova.
Is that a different Sabalenka?
No.
Okay.
This is now. Remember, I faded Sabalenka with unsuccessfully, by the way, with Alexandrova the day before yesterday, who was also a plus $4 dog.
Yeah.
That did not get home. Sabalenka won that 6-4, 6-4. This girl, Bartunkova, beat Sabalenka in the first set 6-2, and now she has a break point opportunity to start set number 2. What is happening here?
Which is really impressive considering she looks like she's 14 years old, Gil.
Yeah, I think she's a little older than that.
I mean, geez, she looks like a kid.
But again...
And, Sabalenka built like a linebacker. It looks a little unfair.
Nikola Bartunkova, who is a Czechian player, never been higher than 61st in the world. 20 years old, to answer your question. 20 years old, Kelly. Not quite 14, but 20. Did you add any golf bets today?
No, nothing today. Usually I wait till after second round as we head into the weekend, kind of get more course data, information, all that stuff. And, I think today, we're supposed to get relatively even weather across the second round. So hopefully it's just even and fair conditions for everybody. That'd be great to see.
So I guess that was the headline of yesterday is we anticipated, because of the delay threw everything off, not to mention that it suspended rounds at the end of yesterday. But the players who ended up playing late, we thought would get maybe the worst of it, right? Mm-hmm. Like going into it, you thought the players in the morning are going to have the advantage because then the wind's going to come. It's going to screw up whatever happens in the afternoon. And essentially the opposite happened.
Yeah, complete opposite. It was, and you and I spent all week. It's you want to be careful with this stuff. I think that we always talk about how the weather can change. You want to be, you want to be careful, want to be sure before you go and bet it a certain way. And I was really handling that delicately up until Wednesday night, where I saw the most severe forecasts of it should be bad early on Thursday, or I'm sorry, better early on Thursday because it was going to be so bad late. And yeah, man, I mean, the fog delay was one thing, but that wasn't even really part of the story. Even if there wasn't that fog delay, you still would have had that same situation play out of the morning being tough, and all of a sudden in the afternoon, it was like, sun comes out. Every time you're looking at the flags, you're like, does that wind's dying down? It's dying down. It's getting weaker. And then the other thing that the golfers all were talking about post-round yesterday was that the greens, and like Brooks wasn't happy about this, but Brooks is never happy about anything.
Seems like a real bubbly guy.
Yeah, he really is. They were all talking about how much slower the greens were than they were expected, but that makes sense if you're setting up a golf tournament where you're expecting to get crazy fast winds throughout the day. You would do that and set up the greens to be a little slower, a little easier. So, yeah, I think the guys in the afternoon, they got to the course. It is still very, very receptive conditions that they found. The wind died down, and we saw the scoring tick up. So, yeah, if you were someone like me that kind of bet this thinking early wave was going to have a bit of an advantage, that only did not work out. It was the complete other opposite, and your betting card is probably not looking great like mine is right now.
We would follow it as closely today as we would yesterday, but we don't get Peacock in studio.
Yeah.
So...
And then the double kick, man. There's all that, and there's the betting card already looking bad. Wyndham Clark. I'm not gonna say was a heavy consideration for me for an outright bet, Gil. But like First round leader, he was the last leave-off, and I completely changed first round leader after I saw that weather report. Wyndham Clark has become this really streaky golfer, and he is on a hot streak right now with what he's done the past few tournaments that he's played in. So this is where I kept getting questions yesterday after the round of, he can't possibly hold on to this lead. Who would you bet? And I'm like, I know it's one round. I know it's the U.S. Open, but like I think Wyndham Clark can hold on to this lead and win this thing.
Yeah. And Wyndham Clark, he just won a tournament, right? Recently?
Yeah, just a few weeks ago.
And right before that tournament, I looked at that name and I was like, oh, why does Wyndham? And I didn't bet it, right? Here, I sort of glanced at it as well. Didn't bet it.
11th, 3rd, and a win, or his last 3 events.
11th, 3rd, and a win.
And a couple nuclear putting weeks, which is exactly what he did yesterday.
And today, he is just content parring away. 8 holes, 8 pars. He's like, cool, I'm up 3.
Yeah.
I'm good. We'll come back. Paul Carr on the World Cup. Let's get serious about this. As Jermaine Jackson once said back in the day. I think he was talking about the World Cup. Next, on a numbers game right here at VSiN.
The biggest contest we've ever seen.
Seriously, what's the guarantee?
They're still talking about it.
I think it's time to put the rumors to rest.
Showtime!
$30 million.
$30 million?
$30 million? $30 million?
That's $30 million guaranteed. 3 contests, multiple ways to win, no rate. Entry starting at $1,000. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Hey, man, good on the Just Win Bets, baby kids. The boys.
For sure.
This duo. Because I think they've been doing well in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows they've been tweeting about it. So that's how I'm aware of it. Just Win Bets, baby. 20 leagues, 1 mission. Just Win Bets, baby. Your premier source for daily sports betting picks. They break down the data so you can bet with confidence across the entire sports calendar. Scan the QR code or visit justwinbetsbaby.com today. Start betting smarter with Just Win Bets, baby. The name says it all. There's the QR code that just disappeared off the screen. We get tweets beating the book. He's all the greatest listeners ever, as I mentioned. Larry Fresh, thanks for the Ayala pick yesterday. Riding her today, too. Going to Las Vegas next week. Know any good sushi spots? Hey, we had a sushi tweet. First time in a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say.
There we go.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Norkdorf Entertainment. Talking about that injury to the Canadian team. He said, wow, that injury is such a blow. It makes you wonder about player safety, how much risk is built into our favorite sports. As for Canada, I think they have the talent to surprise, but they need a solid game plan. They're going back and forth about Canada. Dusty, can we ask Paul Carr why is Australia all of a sudden having small man syndrome and talking smack on USA like they have some sort of soccer history? Wow. Shots fired.
You know what? Australia and the USA both with a win in the books, Gil. Talk all the crap you want. Go ahead.
And, Patrick Kelly was referring to the time zone difference when he was talking about the FIFA. Must have gotten an all-night Friday, Saturday request from the Aussies. Meaning it's midnight right now in Sydney he was talking about. John Price, great show as always, thank you. Any advice / pointers for first-time Survivor football player? Well, I don't want to get into whole Survivor here, but I will say this. When Steve Fezzik comes on later, we will discuss Splash Sports and Polymarket getting together for a monster Survivor contest.
Crazy.
Maybe Steve Fezzik will drop some knowledge for you there as well. 3Jock H3131. Gil, how soon can we start Survivor talk? Do we need to check with Mike Alvarez first?
That's what I was laughing
That's
at.
so great. It's so funny how randomly people come out at the same time like this. Rula, what's this? Possibility USA versus England, July 4th, round of 16. Are you serious on July 4th? I don't know if you know this, Kelly, but that's the Independence Day.
That had to be purposeful, right? That had to have been planned.
Del Mind the Gap Radio while watching Football Daily. Yeah, it had to be planned. While watching Football Daily, I found the English announcers and Telemundo announcers vastly superior to the American broadcasters. Well, you can't go wrong with Andres Cantor on Telemundo. Jason H11, the USGA announced the green speed was going to be slowed down to 10.5. Way to pay attention, Brooksy. He's so annoying.
In Brooks' defense, though, yeah, you can slow the stip down, but the wind is expected to dry that out through the course of a day. It just didn't really do that yesterday.
Real quick, let's transition to a college baseball, but quick with a June most wins update in Major League Baseball. This is interesting because obviously it's June 19th. It's a 30-day month, right? So you only have, 12 days left in the month. The Marlins remain on top of this at 11-4. Nobody else wants to take this from them. There's a lot of losses towards the top here. And the Cubs, by the way, our pick, are 7-8 through the easy part of their schedule. The Cubs would have to all of a sudden step up their game now. But they're only 4 wins back, and they've sucked. So, and they're only 4 games back of the one team, the Marlins. So it's been a really sort of mediocre kind of month for everybody, with the exception of the Miami Marlins. So for those who had the Marlins as huge dogs to win this, or huge long shots, I should say, to win this, good on you. You are still looking good in all of this, but it's absolutely a scrum right now for the June monthly market. I'll tell you what's no longer a scrum, because we're down to 2 teams, is college baseball. We're at the Men's College World Series best of 3. 2 teams, North Carolina and Oklahoma, that since the regionals began, each has only lost 1 game throughout. I want to say it was Oklahoma's 9-1 and Carolina's 8-1 the whole way through. I think I have that correct. Matt Grissom, collegebaseballinsiders.com, joins us now to discuss the Carolina-Oklahoma series, where Carolina's a -180 favorite, not only in the series, remember, which starts tomorrow, could be 2 games, Saturday, Sunday, could be 3 games going into Monday if they knot it up at 1 apiece. Game 1 line, also Carolina -180, Oklahoma +140 on the comeback in Game 1. Matt, good morning, and sorry about the other futures. Anyway, let's start there.
Yeah, this is kind of uncharted territory. I've had a very successful 5, 6 years of doing this and always have found a ticket on a team in the championship final. So this is the first year that we haven't. Oklahoma happened. Talk about the most wins in June, sitting here at 9-1 through the postseason. They knock off the number one offense in Georgia Tech in an Atlanta regional. Then you knock off the number two offense in Georgia on your side of the bracket. I cannot believe they've done it here, and they've done it all behind three starting pitchers that are all true freshmen. I think Skip Johnson just rolled the dice. He got in that locker room and talked him up. Their offensive production's up 53% over their season averages. This is insane. They've hit 30 home runs over their last 10 games, so they found the long ball. And again, they're doing it behind freshman pitching. Just when you think that maybe this is when they'll catch up to reality, that's when I think that they're going to shock North Carolina, and they may just be this type of team of destiny right now that goes on and wins the whole thing.
Is that the hunch from you? In other words, should North Carolina be this big of a favorite, series and game one?
I don't think so. You look back, North Carolina, they went 2-2 against Georgia Tech, so there's your similar opponent there. And again, Oklahoma's schedule has just been an absolute gauntlet. I mean, they had to play Georgia Tech 3 times. They played Kansas, who was playing some of the best baseball in the country, and outscored them 21-3 in a Lawrence regional that was super rowdy. They blank Alabama 9-0, and then they beat Georgia back-to-back by a combined 15-7 runs. I have no reason to believe that Oklahoma shouldn't be the favorite here. North Carolina's had the easier path. Their offense is not as productive as Oklahoma's is, and the pitching staff is nothing out of the ordinary that Oklahoma hadn't already seen through an entire season of SEC play and the postseason.
North Carolina has never won the College Baseball World Series. Oklahoma has once back in the day. What's the team that surprised you the most? Like, of all the teams that started out, let's go back to the regionals and then into the super regionals. But what's the team that disappointed you the most?
A regional round, definitely Georgia Tech. I thought they won that first game 9-3 over Oklahoma, and you're kind of thinking, okay, this team is legit. And then they got really uncomfortable in that second game, getting outscored 15-8. And then the third game against them, where they lost 8-7, you could just tell. A good friend of mine was covering the locker room and the media at that Atlanta regional, and he said that there were a lot of like stressful faces in that locker room around like the 7th, 8th inning. They didn't feel good about a 2 or 3 run lead, and at that point they just kind of assumed that they were going to lose. And that's, again, this was one of the best offenses we've ever had in college baseball. Their WOBA was up around 490, like just absolutely insane numbers. And you get in a track meet with Oklahoma, a team who probably had no business even being there, and you just kind of fall flat on your face. So I think Georgia Tech out of the regional round was the most shocking to me.
Did you ever give Troy, a team like that, like a credible shot at winning this? Deep run by them?
No, it's still so deep in pitching. And if you don't have just a stack, I mean, look at Georgia. Georgia ran out of pitching against Oklahoma, and they were a top 5 team all season. They had one of the deepest pitching staffs. Wes Johnson is a guy who's been a pitching coach for Arkansas, LSU, the Minnesota Twins. I mean, he can manage a bullpen, and even they ran out of pitching. So as soon as you go down 0-1 in the College World Series, it's really tough to have 5 days of really good pitching to get you out of it. And then for the College World Series, I think Ole Miss going 2 and barbecue was the most shocking. I mean, hats off to Troy. They really took it to them with the bats. But, you know, Ole Miss has got to be feeling like they didn't empty the clip, because they left Cade Townsend, one of their top MLB prospects. They left him in the bullpen the entire time, thinking, okay, all we've got to do is get this next win and we can try to fight back. And he never even got to pitch. So they were out of it so quickly.
2 in barbecue. By the way, I shortchanged Oklahoma one title. They won in 1994, but they also won in 1951, Kelly.
That was a big one.
Yeah, that was a big
How
one.
could you forget that? Hey, Matt, I just checked 4 books. 4 books, and I see money line up for game 1 and no total. Any idea what this total is going to be for game 1? And any, I don't know, thought on we're going to see a lot of runs or not?
No, I think it's going to be lower scoring. Every one of North Carolina's games has really been scrappy through the 7th inning or so when the bullpens come in. I would think between DeCaro and Cord Rager for Oklahoma, this is going to be like a 3-4 type game.
All right, so just to clarify, Oklahoma game 1 and Oklahoma series, yes?
Yep, I like both of them.
Okay.
Oklahoma series for sure at plus 155.
Matt Grissom, everybody at M Grissom on Twitter, collegebaseballinsiders.com. Matt, thank you. Enjoy. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
Coming back with some NBA on a numbers game right here at VSiN.
The World Cup is here, and VSiN is getting you ready to bet on one of the top sporting events of the year. 104 matches in 39 days. And our hosts, along with experts like TalkSport's Alex Crook, are getting you ready with expert wagering advice and predictions. Can Argentina repeat? Will this be France's year? Listen and watch VSiN throughout the tournament as we analyze the betting values for each match. VSiN, the sports betting network. Your favorite VSiN shows and personalities are now available to download as podcasts. Catch every hour of our live broadcast with VSiN Best Bets, or find your go-to show and download it directly. Get instant reactions to last night's games, sharp analysis on today's biggest matchups, and everything in between. Whether you're commuting, working out, or just catching up, VSiN lets you take the action with you wherever and whenever you want. Search VSiN on your favorite podcast platform and get in on the action with VSiN, the sports betting network.
Game on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Golf update, tennis update, because it's that time of year. Boy, Arena Sabalenka having all kinds of problem with this check-in player, Nikola Bartokova.
Yeah.
Down a set, down a break. Sabalenka has 5 double faults. File that away. She returning to serving yips. Is that what's going on here? But that's part of the equation here. Girl is taking it to her. Now with another break point. We had the plus 425 winner yesterday. I think Bartokova was way longer than that in this match. I never considered it.
Yeah, probably was.
I don't have any good grass numbers for her, so I couldn't consider it.
But how do you say that other city? You got Berlin and Halle? Halle?
Yeah.
The Berlin's winning on their grass upkeep.
It's a little better.
it's looking a little better.
A little better. Remember Sabalenka quarterfinals of the French Open. Remember she was up on Deanna Schneider serving for the match in the second set, and then Schneider won 12 of the last 13 games. So a little mental fortitude issue perhaps here for Arena, who wears her emotions on the sleeve. Golf, Shinnecock Hills.
Plus 750 on Bartokova, sound right?
Currently?
No, before the tournament.
Yes, before the tournament, before this match.
Before the match,
yeah,
sorry.
That sounds exactly right, yeah.
Yeah, it's Sabalenka on my odds screen minus 950 to 1100, and then anywhere between 650 to 750.
All right, Wyndham Clark has given back a stroke. He bogeyed the 9th hole, so he is 5 under for the tournament. He has a 2-stroke lead over Corey Connors, a Canadian, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Dustin Johnson, who are all 3 under. 2 back on the tournament. Low round on the day, Colin Morikawa, Kelly, 4 under for the day. Now 1 under for the tournament, 4 back of Clark. What was the odds on the current odds on Morikawa? 22-1 if you want to get in on some of that action.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because I think Matt Brown ended up on him before the tournament. Pretty sure he did. But he was one of those. He's one of these guys who's been dealing with injury. We didn't know how he was going to come back, but okay. Assuming live odds are going off of what pre-tournament odds were, this is what we talked about Morikawa, like maybe wait and see with him. And if you see him playing some better golf, which he is here through these first 2 days, I think buying in, I mean, it's a little bit worse number than when you were getting pre-tournament on him, but 22-1. I want to say I like it, Gil, but I am a believer in Wyndham Clark. And then there's the other thing, if you're going to get involved live outright here over today, the next couple of days, it's just, it's not just catching Wyndham Clark. It's all those massive names that are in between.
I mean, I mentioned Morikawa's 4 under for the day. Justin Thomas and Xander are 3 under for the day through their first 9.
Yeah,
so
you got to beat out some great golfers if you're going to bet on someone, that is even par 1 under. We even brought up Scheffler. I don't think Scheffler's completely out of it, but it's tough to justify going to bet 16-1 on him right now with all these names in between.
And I still think we haven't heard the end of Patrick Reed either. I mean, there's a lot of guys. This is a long way to go. Justin Rose, by the way, lurking 3 back. By the way, Thomas and Schauffele are 2 back of Clark. 3 back of Clark at 2 under. Rose and Rahm are 4 back. As is Rory, right? Rory hasn't teed off yet, or Aubert, they haven't teed off yet. They're all 4 back currently of the leader, so this is a long way from being settled, obviously, as any golf tournament is at this point, but this leaderboard certainly points in that direction as well.
If I had to make one bet right now, which I actually might add to this because it's a guy, somebody I bet before the tournament. If I had to make one bet right now, it would be Kurt Kitayama, live top 20. You can get 6-1 on that. He is 4 over par. He had a pretty good statistical day yesterday, besides the putter was absolutely awful. So if he can kind of get back to average with that today, and Kitayama can struggle with the putter occasionally, that might be something I'd take a longer shot on.
These are current odds right now, Danny, right up to the minute. These are all live odds right here on all these guys. Wyndham Clark is plus 390, again with the 2-stroke lead over 3 other golfers. Matty Fitzpatrick plus 720, one of those 3 who are 2 back. There's Rory, who's yet to tee off today, 4 back, plus 780. Xander, 3 back, plus 840. Justin Thomas, 3 back, plus 1125. John Rahm, 4 back, 14-1. And there's Scotty, who's 7 back, yet to tee off today, plus 1450. Can I introduce you to Scotty?
No, you can't.
Beat me up, Scotty.
That's just what we're talking. Like I'm on Scheffler already. I brought up yesterday and past couple of days I was going to hold back some money to possibly get in on Scheffler live in case weather was crazy on Thursday, which it was. I can't do it though, Gil. Not with Wyndham Clark out in front by a few shots here, and then just the names that are in between Wyndham Clark and Scotty Scheffler. There are some big time names.
Yeah, should be fun.
I'd
day
rather,
long, all weekend long.
You and I talk about how to bet Scheffler all the time. I'd rather wait till after today and see him make up some ground, and hopefully one or two of these other names drop out. I'd rather bet him at a worse number.
You see the NBA parade there in New York City?
Boy, it was so fun.
Boy, that went well.
Tyler Kolek. There was a couple amazing videos. We had an Uber Eats delivery.
Well, let's rank them. Tyler Kolek being aggressively pursued by police who thought, well, this guy can't be on the team.
Sorry, that's number one.
As a little racial profiling.
That's number one.
Number one.
Because it's always funny and we all make the same joke.
It was just that's number one on the list.
And you know what?
Number two, or 1B. Oh, you were going to say something else?
In the cop's defense, if we are doing profiling, Tyler Kolek did look like the jacked up frat boy that was running around looking to celebrate with anybody he could.
Still profiling. 1B. 33 in the rafters. Jones, not Ewing.
Oh, man.
That was a big fail.
Yep.
Big fail by whoever organized it. And 3, just in general, Canyon of Heroes, which has this history of parades in New York City when a team wins a title. Probably a little too small of a stretch for 2 million people at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest watched video is that those two ladies, should I call them ladies? Those two girls who fought about supremacy of that one street pole. You see that? Oh,
I did not see that one.
Oh, this was the biggest thing ever.
I gotta check that one out.
Fisticuffs. It's just awful.
So there was did you see the Uber Eats one?
No,
it was
what was
a Chick-fil-A Uber Eats delivery or something in the middle of the crowd. There was some video of massive Chick-fil-A containers being carried through that sea of people.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, good on the Knicks.
Good on the Knicks. Good on New York City.
Good on your parade. You deserve it. I say that as a Spurs ticket holder. Nothing to say. Spurs deserved it.
Yeah, and you know what? Some props to the police officers out there as well that I caught the other day. The most amount of NYPD officers ever assembled for a non-emergency situation.
Yeah, I mean, you had to. Had to be.
It's thousands and thousands and thousands. What'd you just say? 2 million people?
I believe that was
insane.
I don't know if 2 million was the exact number, but
Probably
essentially throughout the day, that's how many people tried to get in. Some people were turned away. Getting out of the subway was a nightmare.
Crazy.
Yeah, but the Knicks deserved it, man. Good on them. By the way, Sabalenka has come back here. Down 4-1 in the second set.
I love that I was going to ask you at the beginning of this segment, too. Is this, do you ever consider jumping in on a Sabalenka at a live number like this?
I would not have here because she looked frazzled.
And it's cutting it too close, right? What was she down, 4-1?
4-1, which is one break, by the way. When you see 4-1, often you think, oh, my God, this is terrible. Sometimes 4-1 is only one break. Can be two breaks, but in this case it was one, I believe. Okay, number one pick in the draft, speaking of the NBA. Just a heat check on this. A.J. Debonsa minus 450. Nothing new to report here in the last 24 hours.
Well, sort of.
I mean,
yes and no. We've got the Mark Stein, another addition to his Substack today, which just kind of keeps dinging back and forth. And this was, saw a report on there this morning about Peterson not out of the Wizards' consideration at number one.
That feels to me like a guy who just needs to file a report.
It's. I know we talked about it yesterday. I've been going nuts about it with Zach and JVT. It's just wild to me of how little we've heard.
Yep.
It's too quiet, Gil. It's too quiet. And I don't know. Look, there's a chance all of this is tied into with a little bit because of Giannis, right? And just domino effects that it could cause on teams. So I don't know, but it's been really quiet for a couple weeks now.
Number two pick in the betting mark is actually really close. Peterson is minus 120 to go number two. Cam Boozer plus 170. So that's, if you believe in the market here, which I don't know that I do, but I've always felt Debonsa, Peterson, Boozer, Wilson in that order. We'll see. NBA draft round number one is on Tuesday, by the way. Pick number three, do we have that as well?
That's the biggest one. I guess I disagree with the market moves on, Gil. I think there's a better chance Peterson goes one than Boozer goes one or two. There's a lot of smart basketball people saying Boozer's, all over different NBA teams' draft boards at 1, 2, and 3.
Boozer's minus 140 to go 3, Peterson's plus 220 to go 3, and then Caleb Wilson is your favorite to go number 4. It's after that where the draft, consensus-wise, again, whether that happens or not, we shall see Tuesday night. But it's after, by the way, Caleb Wilson, minus 475 to go 4th. Like, he's the biggest favorite in the world on that.
He's the best example of what I mean when it's been too quiet. Caleb Wilson has been the 4th pick in this draft for the past 5 months. For a guy who got injured during the season, it's pretty wild to me that we have not wavered off of that whatsoever.
And I'll say it again, Keaton Vogler feels like the dropper here.
Yeah.
Feels like the dropper.
Some A-Cuff news this morning. Looks like Clippers are